Well, President Trump saying earlier that he thinks the economy will roar back. This is a shift in tone from his comments yesterday when he acknowledged that the pandemic may send the U.S. economy into a recession. So yesterday, he spoke about an August timeline, and coincidentally, that's when most voters tend to make up their minds about who they will vote for in the presidential election. Joining me now to discuss this political angle, Young Americans for Liberty analyst Kristin Tate. Great to see you, Kristin. Thanks for the time.
Great to be with you, Deirdre. Thanks for having me.
What do you make of the coronavirus's effect on elections? We've already seen a big change in Ohio, a delay, if you like, on voting. I mean, it's changing a lot of timelines. What do you think this means for the national contest?
Yeah, I mean, the virus's impact on the election will ultimately depend on how bad things get between now and then and how drastically this pandemic impacts our economy. We're in an economic slowdown right now. If we enter a severe recession that's L-shaped and people are getting laid off going into the summer, then those people who are being affected may not be slam dunk voters for Donald Trump. However, if we see a nice U-shaped recovery like we're all hoping for, then this might not end up being so bad for Donald Trump. Remember, Deirdre, people have very short memories when it comes to politics. There is a lot of time between now and November. So Donald Trump has got to get out ahead of this, take proactive steps to kind of soup up the economy. And right now it looks like he's doing just that.
Yeah, it seems like they're taking charge. They're asking for money. What do you make of that request for $850 billion from Congress? We heard him say, we don't want to do this piecemeal. We want to go once. We don't want to waste a lot of time in a lot of meetings. It was strong. It was decisive. What is your take?
Yeah, I mean, he's showing real leadership. Of course, I'm concerned about more government spending at a time when we are $23 trillion in debt. But unfortunately, this is what the circumstances call for right now. We need leadership. Most U.S. presidents do deal with at least one major crisis while they're in office. And the way that they deal with these hardships determine whether their approval rating sinks or whether they catapult their popularity. And the way that Donald Trump handles this coronavirus will determine if he is remembered like Jimmy Carter was after the energy crisis or like George Bush was after 9/11 when his approval rating soared to 90%.
Yeah.
So I like the direction things are heading in. Donald Trump is showing that he is in charge. People need to remain calm, and we will get through this.
Indeed, indeed. And on that note, Kristin, what acts of goodwill are you personally seeing?
Well, I'm up here in New Hampshire with my family. We are self-quarantining, but my stepmother actually owns a number of restaurants in Boston. She has been told that she cannot open her businesses, but she's still paying all of her employees. And I know there are many other business owners who are doing the same. People are looking out for each other. It's in these times of hardship, it's during a big crisis that Americans come together, and I see a lot of people doing just that.
Often the silver lining is you get to remember how generous people can be. Kristin, thank you so much. Be well.
Thank you, Deirdre.
Stocks in the green.